I have always asked God to bless her life and every single minute of it. I believed everything she told me. I took care of her. I protected her. But this feels like a nightmare even though it is real. Doctor, what would you say one day you woke up to discover that your husband was not the person that you believed to be, but was a monster? Someone that you would have said was a disgusting person if you had known him before. But he's really your husband, right?
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Are you making fun of me? Huh? Can you see this is difficult for me at least? Could it have happened to you too? Hey, women are cheaters. They can be trusted, bro. You shouldn't trust yours either, ¿sabes?
Hey, you're trying to tell me your wife cheated on you? Man, that's
No, that's not what I say, okay?
Or what's this about?
Well, as usual, I can't tell you her name, but she's a prostitute.
Well, there you have it. She's having a great time, and you're here worrying about her.
None of the prostitutes I've ever treated have been how you describe them, having a great time. But this case is special.
Yeah? Well, what's so special about this one, huh?
Immense pain, a pain that has no words. I remember that in my group of friends, we used to look at other girls, and we would judge them if we thought they were too promiscuous. Once I awoke to my sexuality, I worried that my curiosity would lead me to promiscuity, but in reality, it was all thought and no action.
Everything Ruben said hurt, but it's true.
It's true? You mean to tell me that you are a prostitute?
Well, yeah, and it's what I am. Or better said, what I have been. But I suppose that once you've been a prostitute, you will always be a prostitute. I didn't deserve a man like that.
Why do you say that you didn't deserve a man like that?
Because he was a good, honest man. A gentleman. A man who always loved me well, and look at me. A prostitute.
I love that woman very much. But I will never forgive her for lying to me. I must confess that had I known, I would have never approached her.
You're trying to tell me that if you would have known Clara was a prostitute, you would have never initiated a relationship with her?
No. Never.
Why not?
Who wants to bring a prostitute home to their parents? Huh? My family would have never accepted her. Plus, what kind of example would she have been to my children? No way. I needed a woman with a good education, with good morals. But on the other hand, I have to admit to you now, I was fascinated by this woman. She was a woman who was completely free and open, and who taught me a lot about sex. She had no taboos, no inhibitions.
Clara, you told me that you dedicated yourself to prostitution, when in fact they sold you to prostitution.
And what difference does it make at this point?
Oh, with all due respect to you and any other woman, it does make a huge difference.
Well, it's because they forced me, Doctor. They sold me, and more than once. The man who bought me sold me to another man, and he sold me to a couple, and they all exploited me like I was a factory machine because they put me to work and I had to produce. And so, I stayed. That's what I did. I was a prostitute.
God, man, you think you have problems? Huh? It doesn't even compare to something I read in the newspaper today about human trafficking. About how women and children are being sold to prostitution. And it's not like it's them making the money. Instead, it's those pimps and that network of mafiosos who are capitalizing off their bodies.